Okay, from the start, I think it's only fair that I actually explain to you what the Brighton Speed Trials is all about. The idea for the speed event at Brighton was first suggested in 1902. However, it wasn't until 1905 that a local Brighton man, Sir Harry Preston, persuaded the town corporation to lay a motor racing track between the Palace Pier and Black Rock. Back in the day, cars had a run-up because it was a flying kilometre, and they even ran side by side, but now for safety reasons, competitors run one at a time over a standing quarter mile. Now I like my motor racing history, so I've come to watch this event a couple of times. It's also a great excuse to have a day out at the seaside in the south of the UK. You can watch the event for free if you stand on top of the main road and look down onto the Madeira Drive. And for a few quid, you can actually get into the pits, walk around all the cars, talk to the drivers, and get really close to the start line. It's almost like a motor show. The type of cars and motorbikes that compete in this event are hugely varied. You get all the modern exotica, plus some amazing classic cars, and some proper sprint and hill climb cars. And when I found out the 2015 event was actually going to be on my birthday, I thought I'd treat myself and have a go myself. So all I need to do now is get my licence, buy all the kit, and figure out which car I'm actually going to use. My first choice out of the gentleman's motor racing fleet is the RX Mini. It's a very competitive car, and in fact, in partnership with Dutch Speed and their race engine, I won the 2014 Sealed Surface Forward Only Auto Test Championship with the Isle of Wight Car Club. This is a 1968 Morris Mini, and it was last used in rallycross back in the 70s. So as you can imagine, it's not road legal, and the cage inside it doesn't really meet any modern specifications at all. So to drive it in the class that I wanted to at the Brighton Speed Trials, ideally I need to make this car road legal. That means lights, indicators, and all that other sort of stuff. Option 2 is the newly acquired mk1. This is taxed and MOT'd and ready to go, so in theory it's perfect. But I kind of want to race a Mini. So the other option is my 1964 Mark 1. And before the RX Mini, this is what I used to compete in. So it's got Perspex windows, glass fibre boot, glass fibre front end, no back seats. And the problem is, because it's not a dedicated race car, it's not very competitive. And recently I've just been using it to go to mini events, which is great fun. But because it's been modified, it kind of makes it a rubbish road car. So I think I'm going to go for plan A. I'm going to get the RX Mini on the road. The boys at Dutch Speed are building me a new race engine, so that's perfect. By the time they finish that, I'll have the RX Mini on the road. Put the two together, off to Brighton Speed Trials we go. Some time ago I managed to pick myself up an A+ engine, cylinder head and gearbox. Of course, in need of a total rebuild, but that's not a problem because it was going to have a few upgrades. And I gave this pile of junk to Dutch Speed to make it into something beautiful. So while the engine was being rebored, With new pistons, modified con rods, and having one crazy cylinder head built for it, my job was to sort out the RX Mini. And to be honest, because I knew it was a year until the event, I kind of took my time. But I did end up buying some really nice parts to go onto the engine. And before you knew it, the engine was ready. But the RX Mini wasn't. I need to come up with another plan. As the new engine needs to be run in before it's used in competition, it only made sense to pull out the standard 1100 engine out of the Mark 1, stick in the race engine, use the Mark 1 to run the engine in, and if I get the RX Mini ready in time, swap it over. If I don't, do the event in the Mark 1. Okay, sit rep. Got brand new outer CVs, brand new inners, brand new wheel bearings, obviously in seals, top and bottom knuckle joints, and I've got a little bit of play, actually quite a bit of play. My theory, and it could be wrong, is that these splines on the drive shaft are worn. This is another set I've got. But it's almost impossible to see if they are worn. But you can feel it. This feels smooth. This feels like a cheese grater. This is smooth. This is like a cheese grater. Look at these bad boys I got through the post. So these are Mini Sport hardened drive flanges. Oh, those splines in there. So sharp. And some Mini Sport competition hardened drive shafts. Cheese grater everywhere. Four weeks to go! With only 4 weeks to go, John and Dave came round to start up the engine for the first time. What's it supposed? What do you want it at?
Just over 2. That's probably ideal there, isn't it? I seem to remember it being almost on the last thread.
It's only a rough one, just to
Yeah, it'll be different when it. That's good enough to get it going.
You certainly don't want it too much, do you? It's too high a pressure there.
You can always up it. But
Oh, is the car ready for it?
should be.
No leaks, I mean.
No.
Right, ignition. Ignition.
Yeah. Give her a good half a dozen pumps for the first time.
Here we go.
It's alive! it.
It's alright, yeah.
Out of fuel. I can hear it running. I can hear it pumping.
Oh, what'd you put a cupful in or something?
Well, I put half a can in, didn't I? All that needed to be done now was to hand over the keys to have the engine run in and a tune-up.
Weeks to go. Any better? Better, lovely. There you are. There, I'll give her another run.
Just get some squat to go around the roundabout, but it was driving so well that I did it in third gear.
That's right. Two heavy blokes in there going uphill.
Yeah. The torque is ridiculous. Look at the scenery.
With the new engine ran in for 500 miles, and a basic tune-up, it was time to drain the running in oil and refill with racing oil. I now had all the kit that I needed: racing gloves, racing overalls and a helmet, as well as all the paperwork required, including my MSA licence. Literally on the morning we were leaving for Brighton, I still had to do a last couple of jobs. But that was it, it was done. Off to Brighton. It was a bit drizzly on the morning of the event, but it hasn't dampened our spirits. We've made it. As much as I wanted to look at all the other cars, there was stuff we needed to do. I had to sign on, the car had to be scrutinised, my number put on the door, and the timing splitter put on the front bumper. I had entered the handicap class, so I had 2 runs, and both were first thing in the morning. So no messing around, time to get kitted up and then line up. we travelled along towards the start line, our first stop was the sound test. This is to make sure that our car didn't exceed the noise limits for this event.
With his hat, and we hope you all have a good day. And say the weather's going to be bright, so it's going to be a busy day today as well. There's lots of people coming down.
What was it? What was my decibel reading? Do you know what it was? Thank you. The next section before we line up for the start is my opportunity to warm the tyres by doing a burnout. However, I go for the safe option and choose not.
The wheel spin each time is obviously damp conditions, which is drying out, and you can see some blue sky if you look to the left.
And this final section is just so cool. As you approach the start line, you're asked to take your car out of gear and keep your feet off the brake. The marshals line you up perfectly on the start line. Once they're happy, you can apply the brakes, engage gear and get ready to start.
Kevin Richardson, Success Vehicles 2014 Isle of Wight Car Club. There we are, he's in his little Morris Mini called Monty. There we are, it's his first Brighton Speed Trials, and it's his birthday today. Happy birthday to you.
Right, no pressure, as this is a practice run, but I've got to concentrate. Well, that seemed to go really well. It was a little bit slippery with a bit of wheel spin off the start line thanks to the damp conditions, and you could feel the ATB torque bias diff doing its stuff. I had the rev limiter set at 6,500 RPM, which is way below what it could do, but I just wanted to be safe on this first run. All that was left to do now was to cruise down to the waiting area down at Black Rock. Worryingly, there was a really strong smell of burning clutch. No, it's definitely mine. When he... Yeah, I've only just had the engine. Yeah, I've just had the engine built, and on
the faces are just
it could. Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. We literally 2 days ago we did the first lot of like practice straight, down some little road.
Yeah.
And you could smell the clutch. And we went,
right.
Maybe I haven't put a big enough clutch plate in it, or I don't know. So Yeah, we'll see. As long as I can get him we've only got one more run, haven't we? And then that's it.
It's all over.
Yeah, so I can see a clutch upgrade coming. Once all the drivers in our class had completed their run, we all drove back in convoy, back to the pits.
And it's car number 239, if anyone can assist. Car number 239, desperate need of a lend of some overalls. Medium-sized chap, not fat, so you can't borrow Westies, but yeah. Right, the cars are coming back. Oh, we've got the TV screen. Boom! There we are. TV screen's up and running. Just need to dangle the camera.
Even though the clutch felt fine on the way back, it's definitely worth investigating before my final run.
Will spectators and marshals be aware of returning cars on the seaside? Spectators, if a marshal should request you to move, please do so. It will help with the smooth running of the event.
The race engine builder, just very start. Bikes on the line at the moment, we've got 302. John Bottomley on Benefit Matt.
There seems to be no oil getting into the clutch housing, and all the adjustments are right, so let's put it back together and line up for our timed run.
Brighton Speed Trials 2015!
Had the car for 23 years. Fine, number 61.
Right, I'm under strict instructions not to brake the car, so we've still got to drive home. Here we go.
Yeah, not bad, the backup car. That's the Nürburgring on it as well, so obviously you can probably say that the Nürburgring could have a car and give you some electric, what little mini, number 7 Orange. He's called Monty, not his, the car's called Monty, the driver's Kevin Richardson.
Oh, what a bad start. I was so worried that I was going to burn the clutch out that I tried to do some sort of rolling start. And because of that, it bogged down. But never mind, you live and learn. I'm happy with that time. It gives me a goal to try and beat next time. Oh, wouldn't it be great if I could get into the 15s? Right, all that's left to do is to drive back, park up, get changed into my civvies, and then I can enjoy the rest of my day watching the rest of the competitors.
When you do your time run, you drop the steady right. Your only chance, you bend it up, give the wheels too much. And remember on X car. That has, thank you very much, that has a 3 second
on the front of your programme. If you look at your programme, you'll see the Dean on the front of it, doing a nice big burnout. I'm not sure if that was last year, I think it might have been.
And she does one of the hardest jobs in the world, I think.
Yep.
NHS nurse.
No, she drives.
Well, it's been an amazing day, and unfortunately, we've got to go. We've got a ferry to catch. This has been an event on my bucket list for a while, and I'm glad I've ticked it off. Unfortunately, in this day and age, this event is under threat. The only way that it's ever going to continue is if we keep on competing and people come to watch. So thank you to everybody that makes this event happen. Fingers crossed, we'll see you next year.
I think it needs a jump start for an Airbus A380. Yeah. Hey!